Today I am going to show you how to thread the Singer 9420. I will cover threading the top and threading the bottom, as well as adjusting the top tension. First, I am going to show how to wind the bobbin. You will need a Class 66 bobbin. These come in plastic or metal. To wind our bobbin, you're going to slide your thread onto the spool holder, place your cap on the spool holder, pull your thread into the top of the thread guide clip, bring your thread around to the right of the tension guide, and come around clockwise. Then you will take your thread, go from the inside of the bobbin up through one of the holes, enough to grab a hold of it. You can now take your bobbin and slide it onto the bobbin winder and click it over to the left. At this point, you will want to press the depression on your hand wheel so that it looks like this. That will lock your needle in place for winding the bobbin. While holding the thread, you can then press down on the foot pedal. When the bobbin stops, your thread is wound completely on the bobbin. You can then click it over to the left, press the side without the depression until it is flat. Now your needle will move again when you press the foot pedal. You can remove your thread, clip your thread, remove the excess thread, and your bobbin is ready to insert. Now we are going to thread the front of our machine. Your thread from your spool should still be through the clip. You are going to first make sure your presser foot is up. Follow the arrows. Place your thread behind the tension knob, around, up, over, and back down the front. You can now thread your needle. Once your thread has come down the left side of the front. This machine does not come with a needle threader built in. And your top thread is loaded. To load the bottom thread, you are going to slide the plate cover toward you. You can do this by just pulling it forward. Remove the old bobbin if you have one in there. The new bobbin. The thread should be unwinding clockwise. You are going to just drop it in. There is a small gap in the middle. There's two actually. You want your thread to go on the right side of the gap. Pull it to the left and up through the second gap. Then you can slide your cover back closed. You can then hold your top thread, put the presser foot down, and turn your hand wheel on the right side of the machine toward you. So counterclockwise, so that your needle goes down and back up. And then you can give, once your needle is raised completely, you should hear it click. You can give it a slight tug to your top thread, and that will pull the bottom thread through the machine. And you are ready to stitch. So let's troubleshoot some problems. If I stitch, I'm going to make some stitches and it won't look quite right, and I will show you how to fix it. If your stitches look like this, where the threads are pulled out on the bottom, your top tension is too loose. So you want to adjust it. I'm going to put it on 2 so you can see the difference. It's better, but not quite the way they should look. So then I'm going to move it up to 3. The stitches are better, but still not quite where we want them. But I'm going to put it between 3 and there's 3.5. So let's move it on up to 4. And this is tension number 4. It still looks like it maybe could go a little bit tighter. So I'm just going to go with 4.5. So it looks like for this fabric, 4.5 is about right. So we have stitch tension 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. It looks like I'm either going to use 4 or 4.5. But let me show you what happens when we go tighter on the tension. So it's a little harder to see on this one. All right, if you can see the thread pulling through to the top side from the bottom, you can feel that the stitches are tight on the bottom, and you can see them pulling up through the top. That means your tension is too tight for the top thread. So then you would want to turn your dial back counterclockwise to the lower numbers to loosen that tension back up until you get to a spot where your stitches look the same on the front and the back of your fabric. Just for a review, if your threads are pulling through to the back, you have your tension too loose. If your threads are pulling through to the front, you have your tension too tight. To tighten, you will turn to the right or righty-tighty. To loosen, you will turn to the left, lefty-loosey. And that's all you should really need to know about tension right now. Thanks for watching.